Wow. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. My name is Paul-Esupofo. Thank you very much for joining this morning again. Well, this is going to be very, how do I put it? I'm going to play something for you on the KineMaster. I'm going to play, like I said, I'm going to show you a lot of videos. I tell you, I'm going to show you a lot of videos, and because I discovered that I haven't done all for you to also enjoy yourself, see some things on the KineMaster, learning from other people, and it's going to be very wonderful. This is a special drama film school online, the first of its kind on Facebook Live, and also uploaded on YouTube. Maybe you're watching from YouTube. Well, subscribe to our channel and make sure you learn one or two things. Practice what you're learning, and don't just learn and keep on learning, but make sure as you're learning, you are practicing. So you keep on learning, you keep on practicing. Don't just practice when you have nothing to learn, but you must learn and practice to learn, so that you can also get the both side of the coin. Thank you very much for joining and everything. I want to appreciate all of you. Please go ahead and invite other people. We'll go ahead and invite people. I want to go on a KineMaster workflow in terms of the chroma key. And somebody said, can you do chroma key on phone? Well, you will see now. Let's find out as we go on to that. Let's go as we go on to that. And okay, let me see. Okay, to make sure that we are getting the picture.
Hey everyone, my name is Tim. I'm standing in front of this green screen right now, so I can show you how to use the chroma key tool in KineMaster. Just like that. So I'm in KineMaster now, and I want to explain how I set up the shot you just saw. Chroma keying is a compositing technique that is often used to place a subject in a different background scene. For my shot, I have a background scene on my primary media track, and this footage of myself standing in front of the green screen on a video layer. When the two are composited together, it looks like I'm standing in the background scene. It is important to note that this feature requires video layers, which are only available on supported devices that are powerful enough to use this feature. Okay, I will delete these clips and then set up a new chroma key shot from scratch. First, I will add my background scene on the primary media track. Since I plan to use a still image for my background, I'm going to go to Project Settings, tap Editing, and choose Fill Screen for my default photo cropping setting. This will prevent the image from panning and zooming on the screen, which would look unnatural for my background. Then I will tap Media, and I'm going to choose my Favorites folder. Then I will tap on my background clip to add it to my primary media track. Now I will jump back to the beginning of the timeline and add the footage of myself on the green background as a video layer. Tap Layer, Media. I will navigate to my Favorites folder again and select my video clip. Scale the layer to fit your scene. At this point, I will mention a couple of things that will help you get good results when you are shooting footage that will be used for chroma keying. First, you often see people using a green screen or a blue screen for this technique, but really any solid, saturated color will work. Avoid neutrals like white, black, or gray. Green and blue work well because they are far away in color from skin tones. Make sure your key color is not the same as or close to a color found on your subject. Another thing that will help is to make sure the background is evenly lit, with no shadows. Since the masked area, or transparent part of the image, is based on a color, you want that color to be consistent throughout the image. Darker or lighter tones could make it difficult for you to achieve a clean mask. Keeping some distance between the colored background and the subject will help you avoid shadows on the background, and will also prevent the background color from reflecting or spilling onto your subject. Alright, it's time to remove the green background. In the Options panel, tap Chroma Key. Tap on the switch to enable the tool. Right away, you can see it has an effect on my footage, but I do need to make some adjustments to the mask. The first step is to make sure you have a good color selected as the key color. KineMaster will select a key color based on your footage, and this is almost always correct right away. However, you can choose a different color by tapping on the colored circle to open the color picker. At the top, you will see a selection of recommended key colors. KineMaster suggests super saturated versions of the colors in your footage to help you get a clean key. I would stick with one of these recommended colors for best results. In most cases, you won't have to change the color at all, so I'm going to leave that alone. The next thing I do is turn on this Show Mask option. This will help you visualize what is being keyed out and what is being kept. Pure black will be totally transparent, and pure white is totally solid, while gray tones are semi-transparent. I will adjust the foreground and background cutoff sliders to try to get the background totally black and the subject totally white. Starting with the foreground slider, I'm going to move it to the left only as far as I need to in order to make my silhouette solid. Then I will bring the background slider to the right as far as I can to make the background totally black without making holes in the subject area.
Okay.
Now when I turn off the show mask option, I should have a clean mask. The last thing you may want to do is adjust the detail curve. This affects the blending between the foreground and background cutoff. You can use this to help refine the edge of your mask. Curves to the top left will bias toward keeping the foreground solid, while curves to the bottom right will fade away more of the foreground edge.
Are you looking at it? Good
Okay,
morning.
so that is Chroma Key in a nutshell.
Make sure you
keep in mind that
this
this technique is not just for putting people into a different background. You can use Chroma Key for special effects or even compositing motion graphics. Let me show you a quick example of a motion graphic. I'm in a new empty KineMaster project. The first thing I need to do is add a background, so I'll tap Media and Background. I'll tap on Black and then tap the check mark. Next, I'll extend this layer to about 10 seconds. Then I want to change the color to blue. Now I'll jump back to the beginning of the timeline, and I want to add a handwriting layer, so I'll tap Layer, Handwriting. I'm going to use the rectangle tool, and I want to choose a red color for this graphic. I'm going to use the color wheel, and I'll just pick a bright red. Okay. I want to draw a large rectangle near the middle of the screen that will be used as a background for some text. I'm going to draw it a little larger than what I need for my final composition. Then I'll tap over to the Options panel, and I want to give this layer a descriptive name, so I'll tap Information, and then add a label.
Okay, are you saying that? Practice it. Okay, information first. Okay.
Then I'm going to long press on the layer and drag it down the timeline just a little bit, and drag the out point somewhere near the end of the timeline. Next, I'm going to repeat this process, drawing another rectangle. I'll put the playhead just a little after the start of the first layer, then tap Layer, Handwriting. I'm going to change the color to a slightly darker shade of red, and then draw a rectangle over the top of the first one, making sure to completely cover the edges. Then I'll tap over to the Options panel again. I'll rename the layer. And I'll drag the out point so that the second layer ends slightly before the first layer. And now we need to repeat this process one more time. I'll tap Layer, add a handwriting layer.
Be encouraged because this is
change the color to be slightly darker yet. And draw another rectangle. Rename the layer. And adjust the out point. Now if I expand the timeline, you can see that we've created this sort of inverted pyramid shape. And that's what we want to see. The next thing I need to do is set the in and out animation for all of these layers. So I'll tap on First, and for the in animation, I'm going to scroll near the bottom and choose Enter Slide Up. And I'll set my duration to 1.5.
You remember all those things I've explained why you had to do
Then
that?
for the out animation, I'll scroll down and choose Exit Slide Down. And again, I'll choose 1.5 for the duration. Now just repeat this process for the second and third layers. Enter Slide Up. 1.5. Exit, slide down. And one more time.
Are you getting it now? So you practice it. We need your practices more. Because I discovered there is nothing we know. We have a
Let me scrub through the timeline and show you what that looks like.
that we need to teach you to. We need to explain it to you. You see that?
These overlapping layers are animating nicely now, but we still have to clean up the edge. For that, I'll need another handwriting layer. Tap layer, handwriting.
Okay.
This time change the color back to blue. And what I want to do this time is create rectangles that overlap each edge of the graphic.
Please share the video.
This will make each side of the rectangle even when it's animating.
Please share.
Let me show you what I mean. I'll start on, then move to the bottom. Now I'll do the right side and the top. Then I'll tap over to the options panel and I'll label this layer blue frame. Okay. Then I'll drag the in and out point of this layer to the beginning and end of the timeline. Let's see how that looks. Now that the animation is looking pretty good, let's add some text. Tap layer, text. For this example, I'll make a subscribe graphic for a YouTube channel. So I'll type the word subscribe and I'll hit OK. I'm going to scale up the text by dragging from the corner. Then I'll scroll down in the options panel and remove the shadow.
Is that simple?
And I want to change the font to something a little more interesting.
Yep, the fonts.
So I like this display type font. Now I want this text to animate onto the screen with the handwriting layers. So let's find a good point where it should come on. I will long press and drag the text layer to about this point in the timeline, and then set the in and out animation. For the in animation, I'll choose enter, slide up again. And for the out animation, exit, slide down.
1.52. Just practice this. You discover that it's becoming easier.
Now let's decide where the text should end. That's pretty close. I think it could go just a little longer.
You extend your subscribe.
The last thing I want to do is add a little flicker before the text animates off the screen. For that, I'll need to make a duplicate copy of the text layer. Tap this menu and choose duplicate. Change the color of the new layer to blue. Next, I want to remove the in and out animation. So I'll scroll back to the top and select none. And finally, I want to trim the start and end of this clip. I will have it end right before the text begins to animate, and have the clip start just about a second earlier. Then I'll change the overall animation to flicker.
Okay, you see that now?
I will play that all the way through once so you can see it.
Okay, you now see it now.
I'll go ahead and export this graphic.
Remember your phone. The time is, look at this phone.
Once your video is exported, you'll have a file that can be used again and again as a layer in other projects. To add the graphic to this project, I'll tap Layer, Media, then I'll go to the Export folder and choose the file I just exported. When I enable the Chroma key effect, the graphic will be composited into my video. Take a look at the way it animates onto the screen here. Or see how it could be used with more of a stylized background further down the timeline.
Are you seeing what I'm saying? These are the things that I want to make sure we
be creative and find your own ways to use Chroma key in your video projects.
Please share the video.
Thanks for watching.
Please share the video. That's all about Chroma key. Thanks for watching, and yes, and I tell you, all those people that we are attending the schedule this year, if your phone is very good, you'll be having opportunity to have a Kinemaster for like maybe 30 days free of charge. So let's go to the next one. We have other ones this morning, so let's go to the next one. None of that one are short shots. That's the longest one. You can pick a lot of things, and I will also tell you today, this is edits and Kinemaster, different effects. Did you see that? All this is done on phone. All these are done on phone, rather. All these are done on phone. These things, so some of them will show you later how it's been achieved. Look at all the kids who are doing all these things. You can imagine you can do better. Want to do transition. Remember that I'm on down thing. Right on phone you can do this. Okay? This is mysterious to a lot of people. Okay, like I told you, it's a 2. That's what a Kinemaster can do, what you can use a Kinemaster to do. Surprise. Yeah. Big dates. Okay, that's a young boy doing a great job. Let's go.
In this tutorial, I want to share an effect that I came across while browsing YouTube. I thought this effect would make for a nice animated background, so I'll show you how to do it. The first thing I'll do is use the media browser to drop in a solid gray background. Then I'll create a handwriting layer and use the paintbrush tool. I'll select white for my color, and I'll choose the largest brush available. I'll draw one dot in the center of the screen, and then scale it up until I get a vignette effect. Then I'll just drop the opacity to a little more subtle. To colorize the background, I'll add a blue color filter. Next, I'll add a second handwriting layer. This time I'll use the circle shape, and I'll draw out a large circle near the top of the frame. Drop the opacity of the circle down to about 18%, then tap Overall Animation and choose the Fountain option. I'll just adjust the position a little bit, and when I play that back, you can see the effect. That's really all there is to it. I'll add a text layer just so we can see how that would look. Under the layer menu, I'll choose text and type out a title. Then I'll scale it up, remove the default shadow, and add a glow.
Just practice this.
And now let's take a look at that full screen. And there's your animated background. If you like this tutorial, please subscribe to updates on my website at cameraofrecord.com.
So let's go to the next one. I promise to show you. These are Kinemaster. We're going to start with it. See what happens. On that tall building. It's getting interesting.
Hey visionaries, this is Tim, and in this video I'm taking another viewer question, this time about how to use the animation key in KineMaster. So that's coming up after this. Alright, let's take a look at keyframe animation. I'll tap Media, Background, and I'm going to add a background scene to this empty project. Then I'll jump back to the beginning of the timeline. And for this demonstration, I want to add a sticker. So I'll tap Layer, Overlay, and I've downloaded this Children's Day sticker set from the KineMaster Asset Store. And I'm going to select this bunch of balloons. So now we have a clip on the primary timeline and a layer on the secondary timeline. And the layer is what I can animate with the keyframe animation. To get started with that, I'll tap this key icon. Now when you look at the layer on the timeline, you might notice this little dot right at the beginning of the layer. That's a keyframe. And what a keyframe does is it sets the properties of the layer at a point in time. So what I can do is say at the very beginning of this clip, these balloons should be located right here. Now I can go to a different point in time and say these balloons should be located over here. And Now you'll notice that KineMaster has added another keyframe on the layer in the timeline. And what it will do now is animate between those two positions. So if I scrub through the timeline, look what happens. KineMaster is animating the layer between the two positions that you set with the keyframes. If I was to go midway between these two keyframes and change the position of the balloons again, KineMaster sets another keyframe. Now look at how the animation has changed. The balloons animate between the first and middle keyframe, and then from the middle to the last keyframe. These arrow buttons on the right allow you to jump between keyframes. Plus and minus icons allow you to add or remove keyframes. So if I didn't want that keyframe in the middle, I could tap the minus to remove it. Now we're only animating between the first and last keyframes, so the animation looks like it did when we started. Position is not the only property that can be set by keyframes. If we wanted to give the impression that the balloons are flying towards the camera, we might want to animate the scale halfway through the animation. Look what happens when I adjust the scale here. And I'll move the position too. Scrubbing through the timeline, you can see that it looks like the balloons are flying towards us and then away from us again. What about rotation? I'll turn the balloons a little bit here and then turn them a little bit the opposite direction at the beginning of the timeline.
So these are very
So there you have a very simple example of how keyframe animation works in KineMaster.
It's not updated, but I need to show you this.
Thanks everyone that's been leaving comments on my videos, and please keep it up. If you like this tutorial, there's plenty more where that came from on my website at visionarydigitalmedia.com.
That's towards the end. Yes.
Dear friends, subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to click on this notification bell for the latest updates. And here we go.
So let's do the next one.
हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम बैक टू अनदर। सो गाइस, आज की इस वीडियो में आपको बताऊंगा कि आप ये मैजिकल ट्यूटोरियल किस तरह बना सकते हैं जो मैंने आपको वीडियो के स्टार्ट में बताया। काम है काइनमास्टर एंड दैट वन इज पिक्सआर्ट। सबसे पहले गाइस अपना काइनमास्टर ओपन कर ले। ओपन करने के बाद इस प्लस के आइकन पर टैप करें और एम्प्टी प्रोजेक्ट्स खोल लें। एम्प्टी प्रोजेक्ट के बाद यहाँ पर टॉप पर ऑप्शन है मीडिया ब्राउज़र पर, इसका क्लिक करें और अपनी ओरिजिनल फोटो यहाँ से इंपोर्ट करें जो वीडियो के स्टार्टिंग जैसे मैंने आपको कही वैसे अपने बनानी है। इसके बाद आपने यहाँ पर स्टार्ट पर क्लिक करना है और यहाँ पर आपको रेक्टेंगल का एक ऑप्शन आया है, इसके ऊपर क्लिक करके कैप्चर एंड सेव फ्रेम एट प्ले हेड कर देना है। इससे आपकी ये पिक्चर कैप्चर हो जाएगी। एंड देन आपने इसके बाद वो यहाँ पर पार्ट सेलेक्ट करना है जहाँ से आप अपना क्लॉथ के ऊपर लेके जा रहे हैं। यहाँ मैं टॉवल यूज़ कर रहा हूँ, आप यहाँ पर यूज़ कर सकते हैं बॉक्स वगैरह। इसके बाद लेयर पर क्लिक करें एंड देन मीडिया पर क्लिक करें। मीडिया के ऑप्शन पर क्लिक करना है लेयर पर करके। एंड देन गाइस इसके बाद यहाँ पर आपने बैकग्राउंड पर क्लिक करना है। यहाँ से कोई बैकग्राउंड कलर में ग्रीन कर सकते हैं, येलो इज परफेक्ट। इसके बाद यहाँ पर इसको सीधा करें एंड देन इसको एडजस्ट करें इसके नीचे, जैसे कि आप देख रहे हैं। इसको गाइस बिल्कुल इसके लास्ट में ले जाएं, बिल्कुल नीचे। एंड देन गाइस आपने यहाँ पर थोड़ा सा एनिमेशन देने से भाई ये प्लस के आइकन पर क्लिक करें, पर जाकर वो लेयर को थोड़ा सा ऊपर करें। देन अगेन आप लेयर को थोड़ा सा आगे की तरफ मूव करना है। फ्रेंड्स वीडियो को गौर से देखें, आपको समझ आ जाएगी। आगे की तरफ थोड़ा सा मूव करें गाइस एंड देन प्लस के पर टैप करें ये, देन इसे फिर आगे लेकर जाएं। इस तरह आप करते रहें, आपकी वीडियो अच्छी बन जाएगी। जितना आप गाइस ज़्यादा टाइम देंगे उतनी अच्छी वीडियो बनेगी। गाइस काफ़ी टाइम कर रहा हूँ क्योंकि मैं मोबाइल के प्रॉब्लम काफ़ी टाइम मेरे पास कोई मोबाइल नहीं था अच्छा, इसलिए मैं वीडियोज़ नहीं बना सकता। तो अभी मैं जब तक मेरा मोबाइल नहीं आता तो गाइस आप कमेंट करें कि मैं अपनी नेक्स्ट वीडियोस किस टॉपिक पे बनाऊँ। आप मुझे कमेंट कर सकते हैं कि टॉपिक में नेक्स्ट वीडियो बनाऊँ, अनबॉक्सिंग वट एवर जो आप कहें मैं आपको करेंगे। और आपको ये वीडियो पसंद है तो काइंडली लाइक करें। मेरे और भी जैकिंग के मैजिक्स ट्यूटोरियल्स और काइनमास्टर ट्यूटोरियल्स जो नए हैं वो आप देख सकते हैं, यूट्यूब चैनल पर अपलोडेड है। गाइस लाइक करें इस वीडियो को। अगर आपको कोई भी प्रॉब्लम आ रही है इस वीडियो के मुताबिक कमेंट सेक्शन बॉक्स में, एंड देन सब्सक्राइब जरूर करें। ऐसे हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें। जितने ज़्यादा सब्सक्राइबर होंगे उतने ज़्यादा गिव अवे के चांसेस होंगे। गिव अवे मैं जूम करूँगा, ठीक है गाइस। इस तरह आप दोनों फिंगर से पिंच करके आप इसको जूम करें एंड देन इसको सही एडजस्ट करें। अभी जिस तरह ये टॉवल ठीक हो जाएगा, इधर आपने यहाँ पर करना है अपना ट्रिक, लेयर पर जाके मीडिया पर जाना है और अगेन यहाँ से आपने यूज करना है कलर, यहाँ एंगल थोड़ा चेंज कर देना है, थोड़ा सा एंगल इसका साइड पे कर देना है। जैसे आप मेरी वीडियोस गौर से देखें आपको समझ आ रही है। काइंडली गाइस बैड कमेंट्स ना किया करें। अगर कोई आपको प्रॉब्लम आप मुझे कमेंट में करें, मैं अपनी नेक्स्ट वीडियो में इससे अच्छा बनाकर दिखाऊंगा। तो बैड कमेंट्स मत किया करें, इस तरह मोटिवेशन नहीं मिलती। तो इसका भी गाइस, और गाइस जिस टॉपिक पे आपने वीडियोस बनानी है वो बताएं, मुझे कमेंट करें। गाइस ये वीडियो गौर से देखेंगे, काफ़ी अच्छा आपका मैजिक बन सकेगा। और गाइस अगर आपने अभी तक मेरे टॉप 18 जैकिंग मैजिक ट्रिक्स नहीं देखे और टॉप 10 नहीं देखे तो वो आप देखें। उसमें आपकी सारी कलेक्शन पता चल जाएगी कि मैंने कौन कौन से जैकिंग के मैजिक्स बनाए हैं। मैं यहाँ पर डिस्क्रिप्शन में भी लिंक प्रोवाइड कर दूंगा और यहाँ कमेंट बॉक्स में भी उसका लिंक प्रोवाइड कर दूंगा। मैं जिसका वीडियो का यूट्यूब का यूआरएल, वीडियो को गौर से देखें गाइस एंड आपकी वीडियो उतनी ही अच्छी बनेगी। जितना गाइस आप टाइम देंगे उतनी आपकी अच्छी बनेगी। देन दैट्स हाउ इट लुक्स लाइक गाइस। इसके बाद ये आपने सेम मेथड करना है, इधर डन कर देना है। आप यहाँ से अगेन स्टार्ट में जाएं और अगेन ये आप देखें वीडियो हमारी रेडी होगी और कैसी लग रही है। बिल्कुल इसी तरह ही आपने बनानी है, जितनी आपका टाइम देंगे उतना गाइस आपका अच्छे बनेंगे। इधर आप थोड़ी मिस्टेक हो जाएगी, ठीक है। इधर आपने अगेन ये येलो बोर्ड कलर लेना है एंड देन पूरा इसके ऊपर सेलेक्ट करना है, जैसे अभी मैं दिखाऊंगा। यहाँ पर मेरा हो रहा है सिस्टम गाइस। वीडियो पसंद आई है तो लाइक जरूर करें, कमेंट करें, शेयर करें अगर आपको ज़्यादा पसंद है, एंड चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना बिल्कुल मत भूलें नई लेटेस्ट वीडियोस के लिए। गाइस करते रहें आप इस तरह देख के मेरी वीडियोस को। इस वीडियो को और से देखें और वीडियो एक दफ़ा देखने से गाइस समझ नहीं आती तो इससे काइंडली 2-3 दफ़ा देखें ताकि आपकी वीडियो भी बन सके, ठीक है। आप जितना अपनी वीडियो पर टाइम देंगे उतनी वीडियो आपकी अच्छी बनेगी, जितना आप मेहनत करेंगे उतनी आपकी वीडियो उतनी अच्छी बनेगी। और बैड कमेंट्स काइंडली गाइस ना किया करें, वीडियो को इस तरह मोटिवेशन नहीं मिलती। और 1-2 दफ़ा गाइस ट्राई किया करें। अगर कोई आपको प्रॉब्लम समझ नहीं आ रही, कुछ भी आपको वीडियो में कुछ भी किसी पार्टी कुछ समझ नहीं आ रही तो कमेंट किया करें, उससे फिर उससे मैं आपको आंसर अपना बता दूँ। क्योंकि काफ़ी टाइम व्यूअर्स का भी मिस्टेक हो जाती है, वो देखते नहीं है सही। तो बाकी मैं अपनी तरफ से फुल कोशिश करता हूँ कि मेरी तरफ से वीडियो अच्छी बने। और अभी गाइस मैं फुल खुद कह रहा हूँ कि मेरी वीडियो थोड़ी अच्छी नहीं बनी क्योंकि मेरा अभी मोबाइल जो है वो बिल्कुल सही नहीं है। मैं दो यूज़ करता हूँ, एक वीडियो बनाने के लिए रिकॉर्ड करता हूँ और दूसरे में एडिट करता हूँ, तो इसमें काफ़ी टाइम लग जाता है। तो जब तक मेरा मोबाइल नहीं रहता तब तक मैं वेट करना होगा, उसके लिए मुझे अच्छी वीडियोस भी बनानी होगी। और गाइस अभी थैंक यू सो मच कि मेरे 7000+ सब्सक्राइबर्स हो गए हैं, इसके लिए गाइस थैंक यू सो मच एंड कीप सपोर्टिंग गाइस। सब्सक्राइब करते रहें मेरे चैनल को, अगर अभी अब तक आपने मेरे चैनल सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया, और लाइक करें इस वीडियो को, सब्सक्राइब करें, कमेंट शेयर व्हाटएवर। इसके बाद एक और गाइस यहाँ पर करना है, लेयर पर जाकर देख कर यहाँ पर आपने करना है कैप्चर पे। जो आपने कैप्चर बनाई है पिक्चर, ये आपने फुल स्क्रीन पे कर देनी है और इससे लास्ट तक ले जाना है लेयर को और इसे कर देना है सिंपली ओके। एंड ओपन कर मैंने लेयर के बाद मीडिया कि वो जो वीडियो आपने यहाँ पर एक्सपोर्ट किया है वो यहाँ पर एडजस्ट करें फुल स्क्रीन पर। एंड फुल स्क्रीन पर करने के बाद यहाँ पर आप इसे बैक करें। यहाँ पर आपने गाइस क्रोमा की भी यूज़ करना है, यहाँ पर करेंगे क्रोमा की, इसे अनेबल कर देंगे और यहाँ पर की कलर जो है वो आपने वो जो कलर यूज़ किया वो कलर मैं येलो यूज़ कर रहा हूँ वो कर रहा हूँ। यहाँ पे आपने शो मास्क पे करके इसे फुल ब्लैक कर दें, जो आप शीट यूज़ करें उसे फुल ब्लैक करना है। एंड करने के बाद आपकी वीडियो रेडी हो जाएगी गाइस। तो इस वीडियो को और से देखें, सबसे इजी मेथड है ये वीडियो बनाने का। और गाइस अगर आपने कोई भी वीडियो बनवानी है तो मुझे कमेंट करें, मैं अपनी नेक्स्ट वीडियो में उसका ट्यूटोरियल बता दूँ, अनबॉक्सिंग वगैरह। गाइस आपको इन्फॉर्मेशन चाहिए तो मुझे कमेंट करें, मैं आपको गाइस कोशिश करूंगा कि अपनी तरफ से कि मैं आपको अच्छा ट्यूटोरियल बना कर दे सकती हूँ। सो दैट्स माय ट्यूटोरियल, होप यू गाइस एंजॉयड दिस वीडियो। सो गाइस लाइक करें इस वीडियो को, सब्सक्राइब करें हमारे इस YouTube चैनल को और इस नोटिफिकेशन बेल को प्रेस करना मत भूलिए. गुड बाय.
Like I said, these are not sponsored. These are not sponsored video. I intentionally just want to use them to really bring out some things. Okay.
Some new Android phones can record video at 240 frames per second, which can then be played back at 30 frames per second for super slow motion. Here's what that looks like in the Google Photos app.
Thank you.
The arrows allow you to adjust where the video is played back at regular speed or in slow motion. However, when the video is brought into KineMaster, the entire clip will play back at slow motion. Sometimes you'll want to play part of the clip at regular speed and only use slow motion for emphasis. To do that, I'll re-encode the video at a faster speed using another app called Fast and Slow Motion Video Tool. The app is very basic, but it does what I need it to do. I just choose the clip and press Speed Up, Slow Down Video. I'll set the playback speed to 8 times the original, and I'll set the quality to the highest setting. Then I start the encoder. Back in KineMaster, I need to find the section of the video that I want to keep in slow motion and trim the clip. Then I'll cut in the sped up version of the video. As you can see, there's a frame rate issue with the new version, but KineMaster offers to fix the problem. After a couple of seconds, the video is re-encoded at 30 frames per second. Now I need to find the point where the slow motion begins. I'll use the trim tool to split the clip at this point. Then I need to move the end part of the video to after the slow motion clip. The last thing I need to do is trim the last clip so that it begins where the slow motion part ends. Now when I play that back, I have regular speed, slow motion, and regular speed again. Let's take a look at that full screen. Hey Visionaries, this is Tim, and in this video I want to take a look at a YouTube comment that asks, do you know how to speed up audio? I'll show you what I came up with coming up next. The first thing I need to do is put down a background clip, so I'll tap Media. I'll go to Photo and tap Background, and then I'll add in a gray background. I'm going to extend this clip to about 15 seconds. Then I'll jump back to the beginning of the timeline. Next I need to add in some audio, so I'll tap Audio. And I've got a song downloaded from the KineMaster Asset Store, so I'll select the song, Add. I'm going to knock the volume down a little bit just because I know this is going to be loud. And the only other thing I want to do here is add a text label just to make this easy to find. So I'll just tap Audio. And that just gives me a basic background that I can add the audio to that I want to eventually speed up. And my goal here is just to intertwine the audio that I'm working with into a video file so that I can use the KineMaster tools to speed up that video and in the process speed up the audio. So now I'll just export this file. I want to keep it at 30 frames per second, but the resolution I don't care too much here because I'm only worried about the audio. So I'll turn that down just to keep the file size small. Then I'll tap Export.
Should be faster.
Okay, now that that's exported, let's say I wanted to add the sped up audio to this project. What I'm going to do is tap Media and find the file I just exported. And when I play this back, you hear that this video has the audio track that I wanted. So now I'll select clip, I'll tap Speed Control, and I'll use this slider to increase the speed of the clip. Let's play that back again to see how it sounds now. So you can hear that I was able to speed up that audio as long as it's exported as a video. Now if I wanted to use that audio with this video, what I'd have to do is select this clip and duplicate it as a layer. Then I would drag this layer over the audio file. Now at this point you might be wondering, why didn't I just select the clip and then extract the audio? But what I found is as soon as you extract the audio, the speed control no longer works. Listen to this.
Got it.
Now we're back to regular speed. So I can delete this, unmute the audio, and we're back to crazy fast.
Very beautiful.
So I hope that answers the question, and thank you so much to everyone that's left comments on my videos. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Let me know in the comments of this video if there's anything you are struggling with in KineMaster. And if you like this video, there's plenty more where that came from on my website at visionarydigitalmedia.com.
The last one. This is the last one. This is the last one. Make 55. Deliberately, I just want to show you this. In terms of when you're shooting with your phone, how you must be correcting. This is a picture. This is a picture. This is not video now. Treating it in a very good way, and that's where I want to start this morning. You see the color grading. See the color grading, see the beauty. Something small, meaningful, interesting. Alright, something meaningful. On the go. Alright. Do you say that? That's a very, very
Hey
good
everyone,
one.
my name is Tim.
Thank you.
I'm standing in front of this green screen right now, so I can show you how to use.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This money, quite interesting to see all this. Quite interesting to see all this money. Very, very interesting to see all this thing. A lot of people have been asking me questions, question upon questions. Oh, bro, Paul, come and teach us. And I discovered for Nigerian people, we have a large heart, want to learn, and some people also don't just want to learn. They just want to, after being taking an effort. That's why I said, okay, instead of me talking, let me also show videos. Okay, I've shown you what I've done. I've shown you what Olufemi Abraham has been able to edit in terms of the editing and all that, in terms of using all these things in practice and all that, in terms of bringing a lot of things, bringing him on board, doing some wonderful thing. Yet some people still want me to ask a question. So if you are free, if you want me to ask me a question, I will answer, and I'll also refer you to some of the videos I've done. So don't be afraid. You must watch the video. You must sit down because it took hours of time. You can imagine what you have just watched is over 40 minutes. Okay, of investment of sitting down, okay, practicing and looking at the okay, why can I do this thing and make it better? Though those are the things I want us to concentrate on. So this morning, this is where I'm going to be stopping. Thank you very much for joining. Please go ahead and share this video. Go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please go ahead, subscribe, and please like our page, share the page, and please let us know when you can use it. As you know, you can use it at any time. You can use our video at any time. And thank you very much for your time. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.